You get your pizza from where?
I get my pizza without sauce on it on account of I have acid reflux, and I just, I do
Wait, hold
marinara.
on. Sauce? You mean without the tomato sauce?
Correct.
You are not. That's not a pizza, man.
Yeah, isn't that just
That
like a
is
quesadilla at that point?
no. Listen, we're not getting into this right now. It's not what this episode is about.
I mean, it could be
I
about this. I don't know.
I have
A pizza
this is a
problem.
pizza problem.
I mean, I also have problems with pizza. It's like I can relate to that issue, but like I suffer for pizza. First of all, I just don't eat pizza very often anyway. But like when I do, it's not like I'm gonna skimp out on the sauce, like because otherwise it's not a pizza.
Ah,
I mean, you can have it however you want, but that's not a pizza.
I like it just fine without the sauce. Also, then I can just do the marinara sauce and decide as much sauce as I can handle. It's really just customized. In any case,
Mm.
I'm not saying that
You eating bread with toppings on, girl. I'm sorry to
perhaps
break this to you.
It's cheese bread, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate this, but what I don't appreciate further is that my local pizza place has apparently taken the same stance as you all, and every time I order it without sauce, they bring it to me with sauce anyway, and I'm like, sirs,
Like on the
why?
side or something.
No,
No,
just
on the
regular.
pizza.
They
Yeah, because
completely ignore the
they're
instructions.
like,
Oh,
you know why they do
because they're
then?
yeah.
They're like, that's not a
They're a
pizza.
pizza. No, they're like, we're a pizza place. What is she trying to order?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this whole time I'm thinking they're just making a mistake, but really, they're taking a stand against my.
They're taking a stand because they're just like, you're being disrespectful. Like, listen, you come in here, you order a pizza. We're not going to give you a quesadilla. It's just not going to happen. We're not that kind of restaurant. All right, go next door. All right, you don't need. You're at Luigi's. You need to go to Pablo's. You know what I mean?
I will say
Anyway.
though that a quesadilla pizza sounds delicious. Can I say like some
Oh, that
taco
does
meat?
sound good. Damn it. Stop it. I already ate. Welcome, every pony, to Clear as Mud. My name is D.Max, and we are joined together with some more of my fabulous co-hosts. We got Seth.
The governor.
Those are goblin noises. And we got Gigi.
Hey,
Hello. So yeah, this is kind of a weird episode. Things kind of fell through. People had to do something last minute. We had something that we were gonna do, but then we couldn't do it. And then Jessica was supposed to be here too, but she is not feeling very well. So get well soon, Jessica. And we actually had a few of these. Am I the a-hole posts from Reddit that we were going over on stream last stream we did. And we didn't get through all of them. So we actually have a few more. And then Gigi, you found one that apparently you really badly wanted to talk about.
oh yeah,
So we just thought we'd do like a quick little episode and see how this goes. So if you like the shorter video, please let us know in the comments section and drop a like on this video and all of that good stuff. Yeah. So I guess let's just get into it here. I'll pull up the thing.
Yeah.
Hold on.
yeah.
Pull it
Okay,
up.
what? No, don't pull it up. I don't want you guys reading. I shall read. Shall be
Oh,
the.
All right,
okay.
fine,
We
fine,
still
fine.
gotta pull it up though, cause I don't have reading comprehend. I had listening comprehension.
Okay, well, do you
So
have
we
the
got.
link for mine?
Do I got the link? For, yeah. I have yours. Or I think. Let's check. Is this?
Mine
Wait,
is,
sorry.
am I the asshole? Husband accused me of financial infidelity.
Yep. Okay.
I'm
So
so excited about this one. I will say
uh,
that
We should
the
save it. We should save it though, because these ones are
yeah.
really short, and we want to, do the pump at the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we'll
go
do.
for it.
I only have 3 of them. If we haven't filled enough time, excuse me, I'm kind of tired. My mouth is lagging. If we didn't fill the time, then we'll do like maybe one more because there's always stuff like posted in that subreddit. So I figured we just like find one that we like and then we can just kind of talk about it for a minute. So otherwise, if this is the right length, then I'm just gonna cut this part. Yeah, but let's get into this first one. So Gigi, do you want to read for us? Can you read this?
I can read this.
Let's do it.
Yes. Am I the asshole for sleeping naked on top of the covers to teach my flatmate's girlfriend a lesson? New to Reddit, please bear with. So I, 21 guy, live with my childhood best friend, 22, also a guy, and have done for 2 years now. Up until last week, things were perfect between us. However, he recently got a new girlfriend, 23, lady, and she honestly seems absolutely great except for one thing. She seemingly has a complete aversion to knocking. She and I have quite a lot in common, and I actually like spending time with her. However, it bugs the hell out of me when she just barges into my room without knocking first. Now, she's never walked in on me doing anything untoward. I'm usually just chilling on my bed or studying at my desk. However, on at least 7 separate occasions now, she's done it first thing in the morning to ask if I want coffee. I sleep naked. Every time prior to the last one, I've been under the covers and she hadn't seen anything. I always point out that she could have, and she just giggles and says, but I didn't. When she stayed over last week, in order to make my point, I intentionally slept on top of the covers. Sure enough, she barges in at 7 a.m., begins to ask if I want coffee, sees my you know what. She immediately backed out of her room and didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. My mate later pulled me aside and said I was bang out of order, accused me of deliberately exposing myself, and pointed out that I threatened to do it before. I literally just said, okay, but what if I had no covers and you saw everything before? They're now framing this to others that I'm some sick creep who intentionally got naked and lay in wait of her because that's just how I get my rocks off. I'm kind of seeing how it came off that way. Am I the asshole for doing this?
You go ahead first, TG. What's your opinion on
Uh,
this?
I don't think so because, like, I know he did it intentionally, but he warned that he could. And, like, on the other hand, why didn't he lock his door? I guess. Now I'm gonna say not the asshole. I'm saying it's his room. If that's like that's like barging into a bathroom and being surprised that somebody's peeing. Like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, for some reason, there's something inside of me that kind of wants to say that this guy's a little bit of the asshole. I guess I wouldn't say, like, I don't know. It's like a degree thing for me, right? It's like if you
Mm.
got to be like over a 5 in order to be considered an asshole, maybe this guy's a 6 to me. It's like because the whole thing is that like okay, it wasn't so like I agree the girl barging in on your room not good, right? And yes, it is true. If like since you sleep in the nude, you could be getting out of your bed and she could like it could be bad timing and she could have seen something and that would have been a situation, right? But rather than that, this person actually made it, their thing to like sleep on top of the covers just to find. And also too, it's like I don't know. It's like, how does that scenario go? It's like, so you hear her having been over, and then you're like, oh, now's my chance. Like, this is about the time where she would, like, I'm going to show her. And then you get on top of your covers, butt ass nude, and then you have her walk in and see your junk. It's like like, the way that they framed it at the very end of that, like, I agree. I don't think this guy's a sicko or a creep, but I think like, it's reasonable for the friend and the girlfriend to be like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why did you,
I
why
feel
did you do that?
I also feel like there could have been another resolution to this, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's like he doesn't really talk about having discussed this like as an actual serious discussion with the friend or like her. She's more like he's more like, hey, this could have happened, and she's like, joking, saying it didn't happen. Right?
Right.
You could have actually sat her down or sat the friend down and be like, listen, bro, this is my private space, okay? Do not do this.
I mean, how many times has this happened before it becomes like a problem too? Because if this happened twice and then he did this, I'd be like,
He,
eh,
he said on at least 7 separate occasions.
7 separate occasions.
Yeah, but
Okay, well,
that was after they had the first discussion.
I guess. So I guess that's to me then I guess that's reasonable. It's like that it's like 6 times. So it's like the first time it happened, he said that and then, it's like 6 other times past that like obviously she didn't care. I'll say this, like I'm not going to be I'm going to be completely honest. If I was this guy in this situation, and this girl kept on coming in, I would just go I actually might have a separate conversation with my friend and be like, "Dude, I
Mhm.
think she's making a pass at me." You know what I mean? Because that's a little weird. It's like I told you that you could see me naked reasonably, and you keep on saying I didn't. It's like, are you trying to then? That's what it seems like, you know?
Yeah. I think the reason why and I'm gonna be completely honest with my moral code. I should probably be like, no, you're not the asshole because she's the one encroaching on your space after you told her not to. But the thought of accidentally walking in on someone deliberately showing me their dick like really disgusts me. So that's why I'm like, this
And
guy's fucked.
especially like the smugness that he has while he's laying there. He's just looking at her like, "Yeah, I told you this was gonna
Yeah.
happen."
I don't think that's here's the thing. I feel like intentionally showing me their dick as I barge into their room without knocking, like I could agree with you if you had knocked and then you open the door and they're doing that, right? But he was asleep. It was 7 a.m.
Yeah,
in the
but
morning.
that's the thing. That's the thing, right? I
He
know
knows
that
he
it's.
sleeps
You're
naked.
right.
He
You're
was
absolutely right, Gigi. But it's like just because the thought of seeing dick disgusts me so much, like I have a bias.
It's it's such a traumatizing thought that you're just like, no,
Yeah.
listen, I get it. I get it though. I don't know. Okay, well, let's make our votes really quick then, or final votes, I guess. I say, I guess I have to say they're all the asshole.
Yeah, I guess they're all the asshole. Yeah, he could have taken a different avenue, and she could have also not, encroached on his private space.
Right? What do you think,
Yeah,
Gigi?
can I say neither is the asshole? Yeah,
Yeah,
either both or neither because
yeah.
maybe she was just being like if I put on my autistic glasses, right? I
Hmm.
feel like him being like, "Well, look now, you're going to see my dick" is pretty autistic, but I also think her continually barging into someone's bedroom is pretty autistic. So
Yeah, I
like,
mean that's your
Mm.
private space.
You know,
yeah.
actually, Gigi, I kind of see where you're coming from, though. I kind of agree. It's either both or neither. I don't think it's one or the other. I think you're right. I think you're right about that. All right. Okay. Cool. Well, that's the first one. This is the other one. This is the last one that we didn't get to. We were gonna get to this on stream, but weren't able to. Um, Gigi, would you like
This
to read
one's
again?
fucked up, Gigi. Go ahead.
Why me? Why can't Seth
Because
do
you got
it?
such a beautiful voice.
I
Oh.
mean, I can make Seth do it. No, no, Gigi did the last one. Seth
I
does
can
this one.
make Seth do it. Why don't you
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. Well, because I'm dyslexic. It's hard for me to read. I'd have to
Yeah,
like
well, I'm
program an AI
foreign.
and yeah, but you're not dyslexic though. You're not stupid like I am.
Yeah, well, I don't think
You're
that's
intelligent
stupid.
and
Go ahead.
smart and wonderful and brave and intelligent, and that's why you should read.
How much money do you owe me?
Like $3 or $4, but you know I'm good for
It's
it.
gotta be because no one's ever said that without owing me money.
Well, I do want you to read, so go for it.
Okay, fine, I'll do it. Why doesn't Gigi do it?
Can I say though, I'm just excited that I get to see your little possum icon just flap flap flap.
Yes, it's the
Is that
best.
what this is all about? It's all about the
It
puzzle.
might be. It
It's
might
all
be.
about the
A little bit.
possum. It's all
A
about the
little
possum.
bit.
But also, I want Gigi to read the last one, which is
Oh
hers.
yeah,
So
that's true. It is long, so I'll take this one, I guess.
yes, yes.
Thank you, Seth.
Okay.
You're a gracious king.
I'm a trooper. Okay. Am I the asshole for kissing my friend's brother without his consent during a truth or dare? Yesterday, I was supposed to spend the night at my friend's house with some of my classmates, and we were playing truth or dare. There really is no reason for us to choose truth since we already know a lot about each other, so we mostly went with just dares. It was pretty fun, and we had some weird challenges. I was staying this next to my friend's brother, and it was my turn. A classmate challenged me to kiss him. His sister immediately told my friend to change the dare, and so she did. To be clear, her brother did not say anything when he heard the dare and
Mm,
just laughed. So he
mm,
definitely looked like he was okay with it, right?
mm.
Well, wrong, because after I kissed him, he told me what the fuck I am doing and looked like he was really grossed out by it. I was honestly a bit offended and asked him why he's so grossed by me kissing him. I'm actually a pretty okay looking girl, and even if I wasn't, there was no reason for him to act like this. He ended up leaving the game, and my friend told me that what I did
Bruh,
was wrong on so many levels and to
bruh.
get out of her house. My other
What?
classmates didn't say anything, so I think they were on my side, but didn't want to participate in the argument. I'll ask them when they go back home. Anyways, I did end up leaving. Do you guys think I was the asshole here? So she
Well,
she
hold on.
kind of
It says
sexually assaulted him.
okay, okay, but hold on. It does say, please do not comment yet. Read this. Okay, I don't know how to explain this without being misunderstood. But could you guys do me a small favor? I used a throwaway account for my. Wait, what is this? Is this like even related to this, or is this just
No,
nonsense?
no,
What is
this is
this?
just her being like, please DM me because my friends
Oh.
could see this.
Why did you post it then?
Yeah,
Idiot. Okay, I deem you an idiot. First of all, no, I don't
yeah,
know.
idiot. Are
No.
you the idiot? Yes.
Okay. Well, Gigi, what do you think? Asshole or no?
I feel like I don't have enough information based on what she said.
Yeah, I'm a
I'm
little confused.
Really,
unsure.
my
I'm a
first
little
thought, okay,
confused
is
on
that this is bait. This is like 100% bait.
Yeah, well, like, okay, so let's go through the order of operations here. Okay, so they're playing Truth or Dare at a friend's house, right?
Yeah,
She's a girl. The right OP is a girl, right? Um,
we assume. Yeah,
well,
no, she does say,
well,
okay, looking girl.
yeah. So all right. I am actually a pretty okay looking girl myself, whatever. The friend of hers that I guess she's at the party, like it's her party, is another girlfriend, and then that friend has a brother, and then they're all playing Truth or Dare together. Another third party tells them to do the dare, and then immediately the I guess the her friend is like, "No, don't do it. I don't want you to kiss my brother. That would be weird." Which I don't know. It's like I already I don't care. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. It's like kiss your friend's brother. Who cares? Like why would that be fucked up? Like what am I missing something about like why would that be fucked
Okay,
up?
okay, but hold on. Maybe this seems to me the way I'm reading it is that they were all like, okay, let's not do this, probably because they knew that he didn't want to, and then she kissed him anyway.
But
But
like
where is that? I didn't understand that.
yeah, I mean, like, I got that. Like, yeah, because, like, okay. The thing was that, like, this girl, based on what she said in this post, she was under the impression that the brother was, like, into it or was, like, okay with that happening, you know? Like, maybe not into it, but was okay. I mean, look, how about this, honey? If you wanted to make a pass at your friend's brother, you could have made a pass at your friend's brother. I don't think you needed to code it in like a truth or dare type situation. You know, the $5 that you paid to your friend to do that dare to begin with. I'm reading way too much into this. I think if I had to say, I think I don't think she's the asshole because I've
Ah,
you know what? How about this? I'll tell a little story here. Back
mm.
when I was in high school, there was this girl and she was an upperclassman, and I was in theater school, theater class, right? Like American musical theater.
Yes, you're a nerd. Go ahead.
This is gonna be really embarrassing for anybody who was there, but whatever. So there was this one time where I was dropping off this girl at a restaurant because she was meeting her family, and you know, in high school you just give rides to random people sometimes, and I'd given her a ride a few times, to like different places to her house or to like you know a place or whatever. Like it was normal. But I was like I was into this girl, and we were only ever friends. I had never made a pass or I guess really even done anything like that. Like even like hinted that I was interested. I thought that I was coming on strong at sometimes, you know. It was like one of those things where it's like you're pretty sure that the person who you're going after knows that you're like into them. So then I'm dropping her off and she's about to get out of the car and she goes over. I believe she's just the way she's unbuckling the seatbelt, she's like shifting her weight to like one side, like going towards the middle console. I'm driving, she's in the passenger seat. She leans over and I just like I like her face was right there and my face was right there, and I just carpe diem seized the moment and I just planted one square on her lips, and unprompted. And here's the worst part. She was like it was like a deadpan, like dead fish kiss because she wasn't looking for a kiss. And so it was just like, yeah, it was bad. The worst part is I pull away from this and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I just did that. What about it? And
No.
she's like, and she's embarrassed and she's like, you know, like what the fuck just happened? And so she's like freaking out and she's like, okay, well, thanks for the ride. Bye. And then leaves the car. I'm still for the next 10-minute drive, for whatever reason, I'm still like, hell yeah. I'm like,
First,
hell
no,
yeah.
is this your
And then
first kiss? Is that it? Okay.
no. Again, like that's the thing is like this whole thing is just stupid to me. And then like like minute 11 kicks in and I go, "Oh no, what have I done?"
Yeah.
Uh,
So I've been in this girl's situation. I've been in her shoes. It's not the same situation, but it's kind of similar. And I think so for that reason, I don't think I can call her the asshole. It's like I get it. It's like, you know, and then especially just the ability after the fact just to be like, I don't know, was that wrong of me? Should I have not have done that? I think it's fine. Who
I feel
cares? Just
sort
a
of
kiss.
okay, so you know why I'm a little mixed on this one? It's
Why?
because
well,
the first time
real,
I read it. Okay, go
so,
ahead, Jenny.
real quick. before you give your opinion, can I just comment on D-Max's story that it could have been
Sure.
Yes.
worse? Because the whole time that I was picturing that, I was like, I've had a date like this. And what happened
Oh.
when they went to kiss me was I'm a very anxious person. You don't come at me quickly because what do? I dodge. I dodge and weave, and sometimes I hit you. Okay.
Aw.
And
Yep.
so, like, I was on a date one time. I remember very specifically, and I knew he was going to kiss me, but I did not want that to happen. So I was trying to like casually like put him down, and then he just went for it. And my natural instinct
Ah.
was to like matrix bend backwards
Everything like
away from
slows
him.
down like yeah,
And
yeah.
like it was so much worse. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't have to move away that quickly. Like I moved away like he was on fire. You know what I mean? Like it was awful.
See, but you
So
were at least on a date with that guy. I feel so bad for her. And if she, I mean, there's no way she's listening to this, but if she ever did, or anybody who knows that like who I'm talking about, like I am so sorry. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what came over me in that moment, but I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I should do. We weren't even on a date. I was just dropping her off someplace.
Okay, well, you know what?
fair.
Yeah, you changed my opinion on this because originally when I read it, I was like, whoa, like it was pretty clear to everyone else that he didn't want to do this, and she just leaned over and kissed him anyway. And I was like,
Mhm.
that's a little bit like, okay,
But what if
ew.
she didn't know? What if she was just like feeling it in the
Yeah,
moment? She was
yeah,
like,
but
all
that's what
right,
I'm
all right.
thinking. She was like, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking now after you told that story. Like, she was just in the moment and she didn't realize
I,
that, like, he clearly didn't want to, and then she
am I
still did it.
assuming? Am I wrong, or am I misogynist or chauvinist or whatever for assuming that like I just don't think that like a girl would kiss a guy, like especially a brother of a friend, if there wasn't something there. You know what I mean?
You ever played Truth or Dare?
Yeah.
Yeah, D-Max. Have you ever played Truth or Dare?
I have. I mean, I have, but like that, but that's what I'm saying is like I feel like especially with the out because like that's the big part of it too for me is like she was given an out. She didn't have to do it. The friend was like, "No, no way." She could have just easily been like, "Ew, gross. I'm not kissing your brother." Ha 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 and then had a moment and then, move on with a new dare.
Oh, but
But rather than
but
that,
no, big brain, big brain. Maybe that's what she was like, no, you're not doing that, and then this girl was like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if I didn't?
oh, and that's what she no, but that's what I'm saying is like there's too many variables there. I feel like the girl,
Yeah,
I feel like there's I don't think like she was trying to make like an awkward, obviously. She wasn't trying to make an awkward situation. She just thought it would be poggers for some reason, then
we
went
are
for it and went,
pressing the
"No,
big red
no."
button. Okay, we're going. Beer. Not enough information here.
Yeah, not enough information. Well,
Yeah,
all right.
not
Well, based on the little information we got, I would say not an asshole. And
Yeah, I
I
would
don't
say
think
not.
the other people are an asshole either, to be honest.
She just needs to learn to read the room, I reckon.
Yeah.
feel
Watch some
like
Comey
both
Can't Communicate.
stories were both that, right? Both stories so far have been like if people involved were slightly less autistic, things
Yeah.
would be fine.
All right, fine. All right, last one. And this is yours, Gigi.
GG.
This
So,
is mine. I'm so excited.
all
See,
right, there you
guys,
go.
guys don't even know. Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
Am I the asshole? Husband accused me of financial infidelity. Husband, 33M and 33F, have been married for 10 years, together since college. Since starting out, we made financial security a priority and have been able to achieve this, albeit with some good luck along the way. We both have good jobs, paying close to 200K each. Student loans were paid
Whoa.
off within a few years. Both went to
Wow.
state schools with some scholarships, so didn't have a lot of debt to begin with. We live in a house I inherited from my grandmother, no mortgage, and I don't have any credit card debt.
Wow.
We
You're doing
maxed
well.
out, yeah, for real. We maxed out our 401ks and currently have 18 months of expenses in our emergency fund and are still
God
adding to it.
damn.
I
Yeah,
Whoa.
know.
standing ovation for that. I wish I was this put together. God damn it.
Yeah, I wish I was this person.
Serious.
Damn
This
it.
is, I
So
felt
you know
so
what? So far,
bad.
you're already the asshole just for all of that. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not even done. Our cars are both paid off and should be good for another 5+ years, and we don't have any credit card debt. We manage our finances in a hybrid manner joint accounts for bills and savings, and separate accounts for our fund money. We each get a pretty generous monthly allotment. The fund money is strictly our individual expenses, hobbies, clothes, outings with friends, etc., and not for things like date nights, vacations, or larger joint expenses like household appliances and repairs, which come out of our joint account. We also agreed that if either of us gets any bonuses or has any side hustle income, those will go into our individual fund accounts unless the funds are needed for a larger expense such as a major home repair.
They got this figured out. This is like a
Holy shit,
contract.
yeah.
They
This is
do.
like an LLC. Like damn.
This is
I
I
read
want this.
Yeah,
I
I do.
read
I
this
do
and I was like,
too.
yeah, can she
You want to get
financially
married, D.Max?
complete this?
Whatever happened to taking a guy out for a smoothie and seeing what happens? You know, I don't know. Try again later.
I don't like smoothies.
Well,
Well, I think we shouldn't
7.
get married.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, there's
Too
too much
much
of a divide. Yeah,
yeah,
we
too
don't
much of
agree
a
on enough.
divide. I'm a milkshake guy, you know.
I like milkshakes. Oh, damn, we should be married.
We should be married. Go ahead. Continue,
Okay, all
Gigi.
right. Go, Gigi.
In terms of the fun money, my husband is much more of a spender than I am due to expensive hobbies, in particular golf and collecting sports memorabilia. He's also more into designer clothes, which is fine. It's his fun money. On the other hand, my hobbies are a lot less expensive: running, working out, reading, baking. In general, I'm more introverted, and a great time for me is tea with a friend at one of our homes and homemade pastries. I've also been getting back into gaming lately after setting aside for much of the past decade while building my career. After realizing I had more than enough fun money account, in my fun money account, I decided to overhaul my gaming setup and got myself a new PC, desk, and gaming chair. Total cost of about $5,000.
Okay.
Which that
Man.
that amount is an interesting number for what
Hmm.
she says is a PC, a desk, and a gaming chair. But they're good financially. So
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, that's not a bad, like, if you've been saving up for a while. I mean, 3,000 for the PC and then, a really good chair will, you know. I don't think
Yeah,
that's an
you can
insane
order.
amount.
Yeah, you can order a little
yeah,
desk on Amazon for like a couple $100. You know, get a gaming chair. Gaming chairs are a little bit more expensive. So yeah, I mean that it checks out to me. That seems like a reasonable
Yeah, that
amount
seems
of.
like reasonable for a really good
Yeah,
setup.
yeah. I don't think
okay.
that's unreasonable.
So we're at the crux of the problem. Okay,
Oh,
so she
yeah.
spent 5,000. However, upon hearing about the purchase, my husband is furious. He says he has no idea I had saved so much money and that I could have consulted him before spending 5K. I asked what difference it made if it was my own accrued fund money and not our joint funds. He insisted that my accumulating this amount without telling him was a form of financial infidelity. He
Oh,
says
he's
he lost
jealous.
Whoa. Hey
right,
now.
right. He says he lost trust in me and doesn't know what else I might be hiding.
Whoa.
He is
Sorry. Go ahead.
demanding that I return the items I purchased and deposit most of the funds into our joint account. He wants to make a new rule that fund money can't accumulate more than 2K and that any excess goes back into the joint account, a rule that would obviously favor him as a person who spends most of his allotment each month instead of saving up for bigger
Bruh.
purchases.
Bruh, he's
Bruh.
jealous. That's what happened there.
Yeah, I
I
don't
feel
get that at all. I don't.
yeah.
Huh.
Oh, it's so she Rose Fond, we're getting there. She
Okay.
also gives some miscellaneous info at the bottom. I feel like I'm being punished for being more of a day-to-day saver than spender. It wouldn't occur to me to demand to know how much my husband has in his fund money account or to try to micromanage what he spends it on. I wasn't hiding anything deliberately. He never asked about it until after I made the purchases. Still, maybe I should have been more transparent about my plans. So, am I the asshole? Miscellaneous info. Husband and I each have our own office hobby room in the house, so it's not like the gaming setup was going to take space he uses. I don't usually game when my husband is home unless he's already busy doing something else. My biggest block of gaming time is typically when he's off playing golf. Also, I run 40 to 50 miles a week, so it's not like I'm generally sedentary. 40 to 50 miles.
Damn.
Sorry. I can't think of a good reason why he would object to me gaming or having a nice gaming setup in my own space in the house.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Okay, well, I don't think we're in. There's no way to disagree. I know there's updates, Gigi. You told me about those, right? Were there updates to this?
Are there? I don't know. I'll scroll down a little
Gigi?
bit, see what it is.
Gigi.
Lady Savings is the
Jojo.
name of it.
Sorry, I was
Oh,
muted. Uh, yes, there is an update. The update, there are actually multiple updates because I think we're all in agreement from this first story. Not the
Yeah.
asshole.
There's
Right?
no
Like
no.
way.
there's
Like, he
no
is just clearly so jealous that she
Yeah,
managed
yeah.
to
Well,
save up.
because like also there's like other implications with this just like this original post. Like okay. First of all, they're doing very well, right? And it seems
yeah,
like whatever, because whatever their savings account or whatever probably has more than enough money. I mean, she literally did say that they have what 18 months, like saved up where they'd be fine, like in their
yeah,
savings and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like that's like more than the recommended amount by a good amount. So like okay, even if this was never stated, but this is just the way I'm thinking about it, right? Like the fun money, right? If you have so I'm gonna assume that the $5,000 that she spent on all the stuff that she bought, the gaming stuff. I don't think that that was the total amount of how much she had in her fun money, right? Um,
Correct.
because like she didn't even spend all of it, right? So it's just all of that. Like when I think of that and the fact that like her husband spends money wantonly, it seems, just on like various kind of frivolous sort of like what do you call it, like it's not practical goods, it's like it's status symbols is basically what he's spending money on. um you're right, I just feel like it just seems like jealousy or something. I don't know why this would be such a problem. I don't know why he would have a problem with her having $5,000 in the bank, and why he would think that it's like her sneaking around or doing something suspicious. I don't get that at all. Because again, like if they had a problem as a couple, then I would assume, right, that the fun money would cease to be fun money and would just be redirected into whatever main fund of whatever issue they were having. Because that's just like what you would do, like as a person, right? Like
Yeah,
I
but
don't
he's
even think that needs to be
also
stated.
I think in a
Yeah.
way he's disgusted with himself, right? Because it's like he's
he
not
Yeah.
does have
managed to do the same thing she's done.
he
Yeah.
does have the expensive, like he says, the main thing he does is golf, which is a very
Yeah, and
expensive
clothes.
hobby. Yeah, but the
Hmm.
golf would be not just like clubs and equipment. It's also like
Yeah,
usually
like it's the
Membership
show off
fee.
your
it's the
club
membership and the
and everything.
tiddlywink and shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. All the tiddlywinks, all of it.
So so we'll go to the updates because there's things
Okay.
here.
I'm
Okay.
not I'm not I'm not so up on the Reddits. How do I go to updates? Is it just like scrolling down and just
I
seeing
I
what
No,
they
put
no, no,
posted?
no,
I
no,
put it
no.
in our
Link.
group chat.
Oh,
Put
got
it.
it. Okay,
I
got it,
linked
got
it
it,
in
got
our
it.
group chat.
Thank
Click the
you.
Okay.
link, brother.
So going to so I'm gonna skip the TLDR since we just read the first update, but basically.
All right.
Anyway, here's the update. My husband finally calmed down enough to have a conversation with me. As many others who provided comments suggested, it wasn't really about the money, but a window into larger issues in our relationship. Essentially, my husband has been feeling increasingly unhappy with me for a while for the following reasons. In general, he feels that he's a lot more committed to his career development than I am to mine. It's true that although we currently have about the same income, the ceiling for his field, finance, is a lot higher than the one for mine, tech software development. He's currently in an executive training program and I'm decidedly not. He's feeling resentful that he's having to work long hours in a high pressure environment while I get to work primarily at home doing something that is fun and fairly easy for me, and I'm not stretching myself to do more. He's concerned that over time these resentments are going to build and that I'm not going to end up pulling my weight financially if he continues to take huge leaps in his careers and I don't.
Okay, but just on that, yeah, no,
Right?
I'm gonna have to censor that. But yes, I kind of
Sorry.
agree with you. No, you're fine. I kind of agree with you though, Seth, because that's your choice, homie. It's like you're already, I don't think it's a money thing for you. It doesn't seem to be a money thing. So whatever it is that you want to do in terms of your career or whatever, that's just your choice, right? Like, so you can't. It's kind of like the other "Am I the asshole" post that we did on stream. It's like if you're the person who's made the decision, then you can't turn around and say like all of a sudden like, oh, you're terrible for this. It kind of reminds me of that one with the what was it with the mom. Or it was written by a person who was not a mom, and the mom was
Yeah,
complaining or whatever. It's kind of like that to me, where it's just like, why are you complaining? You made the decision, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
So
I'm sorry. That's crazy to me, right? Because like, I my boyfriend is probably the only person in the world who makes more money than me. Okay, and
wow.
the reason why is because he's chosen to work two jobs. If he
Hmm.
ever was like, that's his choice, right? So if he ever turned around and was like, "You're not doing enough for your career," because I'm slaving away 13 hours a day, I'd be like, well, you chose that, didn't you? Like,
Yes,
Yeah.
there's literally, like, how can you rescind me for your choice?
I don't get
It's
that.
not entirely uncommon though. I have seen similar things. Also, like in this case he's working harder, but sometimes one person just ends up in an easier job where they're making the same amount of money and these kind of resent. I'm not saying he's right. I'm saying that this is also the first of his three issues. The other ones are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
equally
Okay,
as good.
let's get into it.
So the second one, he remarked that since getting back into gaming a few months ago, I've been putting less effort into cooking. I do nearly all the cooking because I work at home and have an easier schedule. It's true that I have been fixing simpler meals, Things like grilled chicken salad and chili with cornbread instead of elaborate meals with fussier foods and several sides. He has also noticed that I haven't been doing the elaborate table settings I used to, with flowers on the
Oh
table,
my
fancy
god.
placements, etc. Honestly, I didn't realize he noticed or cared about this, but apparently he does. Acts of service are one of his main love languages, so overall he's feeling a little neglected
Oh
because of
my
it.
god.
Oh man.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, to some point, I agree with him, right? Because as I said, my boyfriend works like two jobs, and I feel like because I work so much less, most of the household chores should go to me, right?
Mhm.
That's just like basic math.
Sure.
But like the place, he lost me at the placemats and like the flowers on the table and shit. Who gives a shit? Just
Yeah, it's
eat the food, bro.
superfluous. Who? Yeah, exactly. It's food. Like the fact that she's still like it would be one thing if she was like ordering out all the time now and like was like it's like, oh well, we got Kraft macaroni and cheese, but it's like she's still making stuff. It's still pretty good, like chili with cornbread. Like dude, like if that's just made from scratch, like that's a good meal. Like I don't think I cook myself that kind of meal. I'm trying
Yeah,
to get better at that. If I could get on that level, I'd be very happy. So yeah, no,
yeah.
that's stupid. That's really dumb. I
Bro,
don't. I
bro,
don't.
I just put lettuce in a bowl and I'm like, yeah, that's good.
Hell
oh,
yeah.
you're a rabbit. Can I
Yeah.
also say, can I just push back on this whole idea that because so and so works more, I should take on more of the household? I think that depends on the finances. If he's paying more, taking on more financially, then sure. But I really reject this idea that most of the household should go, because it usually the woman is the one that gets like ends up with a lot of the household work. And no,
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. If I'm contributing 50% of the finances, then you're so contributing 50% of the housework because
Okay.
then what do I need you?
Well, I I don't disagree with what you're saying, but at the same time, I think that there is something too about like expectations, right? So it's like if the
Fair.
expectation was that she was doing this the whole time and now she's
Yeah.
stopped because she's doing this gaming thing. But I will say too at the same time that that is 100% cope anyway because I think that that's more so the husband trying to now justify why he has a problem with the with her spending when it's just his own foibles and own issues, especially like given now the context that like that he's working all these hours and he feels like she's not putting in enough effort. It's like, dude, again, you made the decision. If you're upset because you are tired and your spouse is not tired, it's like, dude, I'm sure you can like cry and sob and whatever to her and like and vent about it, but like I mean you can't expect any more past that. She's just living her life. Let her live her life. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I
the
don't know. I
the
guess I'm
third
just more traditional.
No, I
that
mean,
makes
I
sense.
agree. Listen, I get it. Like, I think if there is somebody in the relationship who is putting in less hours, let's say, not it's not about money to me, it's about like effort, right? Um, if the dude is out here, pulling his weight and working 13-hour days and all this stuff and whatever, and then the wife is doing like 6-hour days or it's like the husband's doing like a full time and then the wife is doing like a part time. I could see an argument for like, hey, you're around the house a little bit more than I am. You know how to cook. You have cooked before. Maybe you should just continue to cook. I mean, it's kind of my expectation. It makes it a little bit harder for me. Blah 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 blah. I've heard this argument from a few different couples that I know of IRL, but it just seems like they're kind of having a breakdown of communication. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah,
little
yeah, I know
sad.
what you
Well,
mean. So
so
sad.
his third gripe is the one that might give away where this is going, but honestly, the first time I read this, still didn't see it, but anyways, here it is.
Okay.
Third point. He also feels I'm not putting enough effort into my appearance. Not in
I want
terms of
this man dead.
Oh
of
boy.
weight/body. I'm a long distance runner and slim, but in terms of things like clothes, hair. It's true that I've never paid much attention to these things, given that I work at home in tech. The standard for appearance is extremely low, and I far exceed that. I tend to buy simple, practical clothes at places like Target and Walmart, don't wear much makeup, and keep my hair in a simple ponytail.
She's perfect.
This woman, I could do this. I mean,
Yeah, like just dump him. Yeah, get with
yeah,
Seth.
bro. I could treat you better.
Sure. I, I do glam up a lot more for date nights and other dressy occasions, but most day he comes home from work to find me in a t-shirt and yoga pants with no makeup, and he wants me to make more of an effort. The bottom line is
Yeah.
that because of all these things, he's starting to notice other women. He says he
Yes.
has.
Okay. I'm sorry. Really quick. I just got to bring up this man is going to golf clubs. Okay. He is
Mhm.
schmoozing with people in higher management of whatever his financing business is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have seen this happen a few times with people IRL. They get into these like, more corporate kind of like higher level, trying to like, work their way up kind of a thing. And, the office politics starts coming into it. People start doing the status symbol thing where they're flashing things to try to make it seem like they're bigger shots than they are. All I'm saying is that I wouldn't be very surprised if this guy was like not only just looking into other women, but was like straight up like comparing his wife to some bimbos that his like
And
coworkers are flaunting in front
also,
of him.
he's doing like expensive hobbies and he's playing off like showing off how much money he has. He surely there's like attractive women with no money who's like shown interest in him.
Yes, for
Yeah,
sure. If
That's
he's in
probably
finance,
also what happened.
100%.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So he's now like thinking, "Whoa, I could have all of these hot women."
So,
Yes.
so to
He
reiterate this
feels
in
like he's
her
missing out.
words,
Yeah, go ahead.
says he hasn't cheated. He's just noticing other people because he's regularly disappointed in me. In particular, given
Regularly
that
That's such a
Bro, if
fucked up
my
thing to
dude,
do. I don't know,
if
man.
oh god,
She
if my
runs four.
boyfriend
She runs.
says,
She runs
oh,
50 miles a week, bro. It's like, dude, I
no,
get it. Maybe her hair is a little unkempt, but like, fuck. Like, who cares?
dude,
Like, at
but
that point,
that line, like regularly disappointed in me. Like, imagine saying
that's.
that to someone, bro.
I don't
so
like it.
oh no. Oh no.
Worthless man.
I like the word.
Or you
Yeah.
lost
Oh,
it.
never mind. There it is.
You got it.
Um, in particular, given that he works in finance, there are a good number of very career-oriented type A women who manage to have fantastic bodies, be effortlessly polished and glam, and have more interesting hobbies. He also says he feels horrible about all this because he knows I'm a good person and that he's being judgmental, that it's not
Bruh.
so much that I've changed as that his own goals and expectations have changed in the past couple years. The financial infidelity part came into it because he feels I'm not really investing in myself and our relationship, thus cheating on our future in a sense.
Oh my
Bro.
God. I can hear this man saying that, and I just want to be like, are you a man? Do you have testicles? I'm sorry.
Wait,
I just don't
wait,
think you
wait.
do.
The next line is he says he loves me enough to be honest. I do believe he's trying to be hurtful. I really had to drag all of this out of him. That he doesn't want us to drift apart further and that he doesn't want to be angry and resentful and he knows he's asking a lot.
Okay, wait. So hold on. I need to like understand that. So she's saying that he is just like she is saying that he's not trying to be mean, he's just being honest, or is she saying
No,
that
no,
he is trying to
no.
be mean?
He's saying, I'm just trying to be honest, but she's saying,
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
He's saying okay. I sorry because I misread that part in parentheses. I thought that she was
yeah.
implying that he was trying to be hurtful. I okay. I mean, sure, if she had to like drag a lot of this out, but yeah, but no. I'm glad he's talking about it, and I'm glad he's not at least like like shoving it in her face. That makes me feel a little bit better about him. But at the same time, the fact that this is like a thing on his mind is all, honestly, to me, it just I think what this says to me is like
he's
this
just a
man
bad
is
person.
no. I don't think it's that. I think he's hanging out with a bad crowd. Honestly, is what it is. It
I
seems like
think
he's
he's
being
a bad
influenced
man.
from. I think he's being influenced by something. I
I think
think
he's a bad man.
I don't know, man. Because
Well,
why would she get with him if he was a bad man? You know?
yeah, sometimes people change, especially if they're around influences and like financial bros are mega toxic, like so toxic. It's a
Maybe I
whole thing.
just never been in that environment, but it's like,
You they're usually what's wild is they're usually not like bad guys individually.
No.
They just like it's just this real frat boy kind of
Yeah. I've seen
machismo
it ruin
behavior.
people. I have
Yeah.
seen it ruin like and it's like guys that you would never think in a million years would get like that kind of way, and they
that's
just do. It's so
that's so
strange.
fucked. That makes me scared of like every person I interact with.
Well, it's because it's power, right? It's like anytime you're in a position of power, trying to climb up that power rank, it's just like there, like power is like it's a mentality, right? I think for a lot of people, especially in like I would assume the finance world, but just business in general, it's like you have to kind of have a certain air and act a certain way and expect certain things, and it's like I think that becomes very problematic. I think it's maybe it works for some people, but it just seems like his I wonder if his priorities changed. I wonder if this was always his goal was to try to be that big hotshot or, or what.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
No. So I'll read her ending and yeah, there's still like
No,
two more updates. So.
it's just.
Oh, don't worry.
Uh,
There's I promise that this is all worth it in the end.
Okay.
It's all
Okay.
worth it in
Well,
the end.
for us as the audience, for her as a person, hard to say. But anyways, she says, I know that many on this sub might say I should just tell him to take a hike and call my lawyer, but we've been married for 10 years, have invested a lot in the relationship. I want to see if the marriage can be saved. So, a couple of things. First, we did make an appointment with marriage counselor and start next week. Also, I'm going to try to do at least some of the above. I'm not sure about making myself be more professionally ambitious when I'm already happy with my work life balance and we're
Yeah.
already financially very comfortable, but can at least try to do some of the other things. Return to spending more time on cooking and decor, fixing myself up more when he's away from work, etc. Now that I know they are important to him, I also know that in the end, I may feel like I'm just tiptoeing around and contorting myself to please him, but it won't cost me much, certainly much less than a divorce, to try for a month
Yeah.
or two and then see how we both feel. And I know I would always regret it if I didn't try. So maybe not the update you were expecting or hoping for, but that's where things are. And if folks continue to be interested, I can update further once we have started marriage counseling and once we feel out how the changes are going.
I
That
Okay.
was
mean,
her response.
she is perfect. God damn, she's
He
perfect.
is.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
that's
being
so
very
good smart.
reasonable. Certainly more reasonable
Yeah.
than I'd be. I
And you
would have
know what?
told her more to shove it so
If
hard.
I agree. I would be too.
you know what though, like someone saying like, could you put in a bit more effort? Not that you're ugly or anything, but like it would be nice to know that
Yeah,
you cared and took my feelings into account. That's not wrong in itself. It's like
no,
all
no,
of
no.
the above
But that's not what
makes
he
him such
did.
a dickhead.
He said, hold on. First of all, how dare you spend your money? And then when
Yeah.
we talk about it, I'm also going
It
to
turned
tell you,
into right.
well,
Yeah.
you're not very ambitious at your career, and I look down on you for it. You
Yeah.
don't do the things around the house that you used to, and I've noticed. Oh, and by the way, you also are looking a little schlubby. Like,
Yeah, man, and it's
excuse
so
me?
hard for me to relate to that point in particular because I just hate fucking makeup, man. I can't. I don't know if like other guy. Hey, how about this? If there's any men out there who are listening to the podcast, can you do me a favor? Just drop a comment really quick. Tell me in a complete sentence so we know what you're talking about. Do you like makeup? Do you like it when people or women or whoever it is that you're attracted to? Do you like it when they wear makeup? Because I personally don't.
But DMax.
Uh huh.
Mm,
I wouldn't consider it like something that somebody's doing for me to wear makeup. You know what I mean? I would just be like, "Oh, you're wearing
mm,
makeup."
okay, that's fine. But have you okay, I a lot of the time.
A lot of
Oh,
the
I'm
time.
about it. I don't know if I should step into this
I'll
actually.
say it. A lot of the time, I'm only doing it to get my boyfriend's attention. Yeah, I mean, what the?
Okay, that's not
Why?
at all where I was going,
I
Gigi,
was
but
gonna say if my boyfriend wasn't around and I could get away with it, I wouldn't shower. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'll
okay,
shower
I'm
eventually,
saying
but
I'm saying for me, it's like if you don't stank, you don't gotta shower. You know what I mean? Like I
okay,
don't have a
but
problem with that.
okay, where I was going is I obviously don't know you, DMax. You could be one
Sure.
of the few people out there who doesn't apply to this rule, but a lot of the times when people say, or boys specifically say, I don't like makeup, what they mean is I don't like excessive makeup, but then when they look at a woman without makeup, they realize that that's
true.
like,
This is true.
yeah,
This is
they
also
just want
true.
Okay.
natural makeup.
Okay. But fair enough. And I've seen that too. So I don't think you're. Yeah. I've seen that. And boys are silly, right? I guess what I mean when I say I don't like makeup is, if I'm gonna have a baby, you know, I want to make sure that the baby looks like the person. You know what I mean? Because the whole thing about like, listen, everybody's got like weird blemishes on their skin. Everybody's got kind of blackheads or like pimples or something like that. Like
Not
those
me.
types of
I'm
imperfect.
perfect.
Well,
Never
that's
had
well.
one.
Besides, yes, of course. Besides Gigi, but
Mm.
that's what I'm saying is that like they're we're human, right? Like our flaws, they're not flaws, they're features, kind of a thing. And so like I just see makeup as kind of like it's just like this cakey mess that just like smears on my fucking shoulder, whatever shirt I'm wearing or whatever. It's just like I just would rather just see your face normally. It's like, oh, you
That's
got a
because
few
they don't
pimples,
use
so
a
do
real
I.
setter. They gotta get a good setter if it's smearing on your shirt, bro.
Yeah, well, it's happened one too many times, and then it's just
You ever
awkward.
seen that picture of the guy who suplexed his girlfriend onto the mattress and it
Yes.
left like the that's like my favorite image of all
Yeah,
time.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Uh,
where? Go for it.
yeah, no, that's it's getting a little off track, but a lot of the time men don't realize that what they mean by I don't like women who wear makeup or makeup is they don't like the excessive look, but they still go for women who go for natural makeup looks.
Hmm.
Hello.
Hey, Peepaw.
Riv? Is that Riv?
Hello, people.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome in. You're gonna hear the tail end of this little update from this.
So actually, we're not at the tail end quite yet, but
Oh,
I will
oh,
read
okay.
the little recap and see if Peepaw can pick up from here, because we're
Okay.
at my favorite part, Peepaw. So you came in at the best part.
Okay.
All right. Hi, all. So I have an additional and probably not very surprising update to my saga. First post, husband was furious that I spent 5K on a gaming computer desk and chair, even though we are high income earners in a great financial position, and I used my own allotment of fun money with our established rules. So that was the original post. She spent 5K. The husband was like, "What the fuck? You're financially cheating on me." That was the first one. Second post. Husband told me he was actually upset that he feels I'm not professionally ambitious enough because I'm not on the executive track like he is, and that despite my working full time, he wanted me to cook fancier meals and set the table more elegant way and dress up more for dinner. Yes, like a 1950s housewife. That was her second update. And now we're at her third update where she follows up, because at the end of the second update, she said, I'm going to give putting more effort in a try, even though the three of us at the moment currently agree that she's absolutely not the asshole.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And they said they were going to go to marriage counseling and a few other things too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So the more I thought about his requests, demands really were sitting poorly with me. I decided to try a little experiment over the weekend to see what would happen if I tried to meet some of his demands. Not because I actually thought they were reasonable, but because I increasingly had the sense that the goalposts would just keep moving and I was playing a losing game. So Saturday morning, I went to the salon for a glow up. Haircut, fresh highlights, mani-pedi, then went to the farmer's market to pick up fresh flowers for our table and assorted other gourmet ingredients. Saturday is usually our date night out, but I suggested we stay in so I could make a special dinner. Steakhouse style, lobster bisque, bread basket with several types of rolls,
Oh my
savory
god, she knows
muffins.
how to cook too. Oh.
God
She said
damn,
she
dude.
bakes. Made from scratch, crab stuffed mushrooms, filet mignon, au gratin potatoes,
Oh,
white
Holy
chocolate
that
mousse
is a
wow.
woman.
topped with
Jesus.
strawberries. I
Oh
wore a
my.
lavender, his favorite color on me, sheath dress, and high heels, and fully done hair and makeup. For all that, I got a lukewarm, thanks, it was tasty, and a good emoji.
Um, can I say at this point
Uh-huh.
that I am highly doubtful that this is a real story.
Yeah.
You think?
What makes you
I'm
say
pretty
that?
okay.
Yeah.
So this whole idea of this day and age, that because I actually read some of these while I was driving home, or my wife was driving, I was riding.
My
I was
wife.
my wife, and so I was reading some of this stuff, and if you take it at its word, right? Um, 100%, she's not the problem here, right? He is definitively the problem.
Mhm.
And again, it is realistic, I guess, in some aspects of this. Is there's some true threads within the story, except for this. I just don't know too many modern women today. Not that they don't exist. I'm just saying I don't know too many modern women who are in their, I'll say, late 20s to early 30s, which is probably the age that
It's early
these
30s. She said it
early
at the
30s.
beginning of it. Yeah.
That is like, how do I put this without Susie
Gourmet.
Homemaker.
Yeah.
Susie Homemaker, right? It's
Yeah.
just something that's, especially if she's professionally trained and she's bringing home 200,000 a year. Um, those
But
two,
people, we know this is fake, okay? She went on about like how she made this fucking extravagant meal, which is just way more
yeah,
information than
yeah.
anyone's ever known. Of course it's fake, but can we
Yeah, yeah.
like suspend our belief here?
Oh,
I,
so we're in Peter Pan land. Got it. Make
We're
believe.
in
Got
Yeah.
it.
Peter Pan land.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
let's assume this is true.
Neverland, baby.
we're assuming this is true, but also, can I say, I don't know if you guys have ever been fueled by petty, and I probably have never
Yes.
cooked a meal in my life. But if it was because I wanted to see if I could stick it to somebody and prove a point, listen,
Yeah.
today.
It's
It
not.
would be
She could
done.
have cooked. Let's say
tomorrow.
this was real. She could have cooked that. But when you make the Reddit post, you don't go into,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm so great and I can do all of this cooking."
Yeah. Yeah.
I
No.
don't know. I mean, like, to be honest, I kind of get it though. If this was real, like if this is a real person, this is a real thing that this person did. I kind of
Yeah.
get like, adding in the like, hey, listen, this is how over the top I went. Like I fucking made lobster bisque like from
Yeah.
scratch. It's like, dude, yeah, I would give it to you. It's like, yeah, all right, fair enough. If that's verifiably real, true, like, yeah, you should be able to scream that from the
All right.
fucking rooftops.
This woman needs to send me a picture, her address, and also marriage certificates
What does
Right.
the picture matter?
to me
What does the picture matter? If
because I
she
want
is
to marry
bringing,
her. If she's real.
listen, if she's bringing home $200,000 a year, right?
Mhm.
She is buying 5K gaming machines because she's gaming, and she can cook like this. I don't give a shit if she looks like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah, and
I'm
apparently you
marrying
can tell her
that.
to wear more makeup now too, and she's fine with that as well. That's what she's
Well, I
proven.
don't know. It's to me the looks are a little bit important. Got to be a little bit
No,
there.
not if they have all these. If they can cook and they're into gaming and they're bringing home 200,000, looks do not even enter the equation.
Mm.
I'd rather have someone who wasn't like. Oh god, this is gonna sound so stupid. So I'm gonna sound so vain. I just don't want someone who's like disfigured.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, but but okay,
Well,
it doesn't matter. The
It's
outer
about what's on
beauty
the
shouldn't matter.
inside.
Exactly.
It is about what's on the inside. So then,
And this
200,000 a
woman,
year is not gonna change that for me.
excuse
Listen,
me,
for
this woman can make
$200,000 a
fucking
year,
lobster bisque. That's some good
Yeah.
inside shit, right?
You can listen. Plastic surgery can do a lot these days. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I wanna look her in the eyes and think she's the most beautiful woman. That's what I want in my life.
so Seth is shallow. We all knew it.
Yeah.
That's how we
Shallow.
heard
There
it.
you go.
Yeah, I'm a little bit shy.
I like that Seth is the shallow one in this instance.
Yeah.
No, I unironically like. I mean, I just
Nah.
think looks can be a little bit important.
Yeah,
I do think
don't blame
I
you.
do think it's a little bit overboard. I'll say this: whoever the author of this Reddit thread spins a really good yarn,
Yeah.
and maybe they have a future in writing short stories or something,
Okay,
right?
but assume this is true. Assume
Then
that
Okay,
this
yeah,
is
here's the
we're-
thing: then she is a unicorn, and any guy should be happy to marry her and make her. What
Okay,
if she
but
wanted?
to be fair, the grass is always green on the other side.
Yes.
Okay.
Look,
I guess.
no. The greener grasses, no. Because
For
if
dickheads,
you
for
hang on,
dickheads.
if you listen to what she says, right? Like
Mhm.
they own their own home, right? So and they jointly put money into to cover but then they each put their own money to the side that they use for their entertainment. He goes golfing. She in the past has not spent a lot because her sources of entertainment was quote baking and running. Okay, baking and running, those are opposite of each other. Okay, let's just be
Yeah.
honest about it, right?
A lot of runners are really into food, people. I don't know. I like the runners
Baking?
I know.
No, they can be into food, but they're not into baking. They're okay. Baking is
Actually,
nothing but carbs.
all of the runners I know actually can, and not one of them can cook.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
so what I'm saying is so she has this money. She goes out and spends like 5K on a gaming PC and a chair and some desk and stuff. So what? This guy is probably, I guarantee you, if he's golfing regularly on the weekend, he's dropping, I guarantee you, either a C note or two
Yeah,
to play golf.
absolutely.
Either in club membership dues
What's a
or
C note?
$100 or $200,
Okay, yeah,
$100 to
yeah, yeah.
$200 a weekend.
And you're dropping a lot of money on those tiddlywinks if you're good at the game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So and most people, if they're golfing every weekend, I guarantee you they're playing money games, which means they're betting so much per hole or per round or whatever. So there's no telling really how much he's dropping on his
and
little
again,
habit. So,
and I brought this up before, but remember,
Yeah.
Peepaw, this guy is trying to be an executive in a
Yeah.
finance company. So it's like
Sure.
this guy is doing those golf things so that he can try to
Yeah.
make connections and network with people and try to
Sure.
like rub elbows and shit. So like,
Sure.
I mean, I mean, at that point too, you're talking about mimosas on the fucking pitch. You're
Oh,
talking about
yes.
fucking Bloody Marys. You're talking like all sorts
When the
of
bar
stuff,
when
like
the
the
little
little
bar
luncheons.
the little beer whatever they call them, they got names for it, but they drive around the little carts. It's got the beer.
Right.
He's buying rounds for the
Oh yeah,
guys.
absolutely.
He's dropping, I guarantee you, easily $200 a round of golf. There's no
because
doubt in
if
my
you
Probably
mind.
if
more
you
than
keep
that.
hitting those, you
Yeah.
you gotta buy the whole squad of Tiddlywink, and then you're fucked.
Well,
Yeah.
guys,
You're really
we're
hung up on this
coming.
tiddlywink.
I still can't believe they can't believe that if you fucking get a hole in one, you have to buy everyone a fucking shot of whiskey, and they call that shit a Tiddlywink.
Oh, is that what that is?
I'm glad you
Yeah.
explained it because I was about to ask.
No,
Okay,
that's insane.
Yeah,
so
that
I'm
is insane.
gonna.
Imagine you're
like,
so good at the game that you lose more money.
Well, you know why it
Everyone
is
should buy
because
you a Tiddlywink.
well, no, but it makes sense though because in golf the scoring is opposite, so the winner really is the loser. You know,
Oh
it's like
yeah.
a hole in one. It's like the least amount of points that you get actually is better, right? It's like bowling too. I feel like bowling should work the same way. If you're good at bowling, fuck you, just fuck you.
Okay, so I'm going to read the rest of the update, and
Yes.
I'm going to say let's hold the comments till the end of this one, just
Okay.
because
Okay.
I think you need to absorb it in just one shot. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Give
that
it
was
to me,
Saturday.
baby.
All right. Sunday, we usually go out, but he suggested I make us brunch at home. So I made a French press coffee, mimosas with fresh squeezed orange juice, Belgian waffles with bananas Foster topping, eggs scrambled with parmesan and fresh herbs from our garden,
Oh my
roasted fingerling
god.
potatoes, and
Okay.
maple glazed bacon.
I have to
No,
pause you
hold
for a
your
second.
comments. Hold
I
your
have to pause
comments.
right here.
Oh,
I
we could stop
divorced
at
the
food.
I would divorce the bitch over the French press coffee. Fuck that shit. Just bring me my out of my coffee pot
Yeah.
maker, little Maxwell or the Mr. Coffee. I don't like that
Okay,
fancy.
so I can't say that she's not allowed to be visibly disfigured, but you can divorce her over a French toast coffee.
You know, yeah, listen,
Yeah,
Seth, it's
coffee
because
is
the
life.
best part of waking up is Folgers in my cup. Right?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
It's
I'm
an old
European.
ad. Oh, okay. Well, it's an American thing.
Okay, well.
Continue, Gigi.
I wore a blue sleeveless sundress, wedge sandals, again did my hair and makeup, and again I got a thanks, it's good, and no help with serving or cleanup. Afterwards, I asked if this was what he had in mind when he critiqued me before. He said it was a start, but that I was acting very entitled for wanting credit for basic adulting. He then dropped
This is not real.
Bro.
This
he
is
Not
so
then
not
dropped
real.
a bomb that he was being so hard on me because he realized lately that I had a lot to make up for due to my being a low value woman.
What
I
the? Oh,
asked
this is totally fake.
Yeah,
That's
this yeah.
totally fake.
But go
I
ahead. Let's act like it's
Sorry.
real.
Yeah.
I asked what on earth he meant by that, and he said that it was because I wasn't a virgin when we met. What? Keep in mind, we started dating at 21. Neither of us claimed to be virgins or stated that as an expectation, except for very religious people. Neither of us is. I don't think most 21-year-old college students are virgins. I was upfront with him then that I had two previous partners. My high school boyfriend, we went our separate ways when we went to college, and another boyfriend that I'd had my first year of college. And that's it. Both committed relationships, nothing casual. He went on to say that because of my low value, I was going to need to be making up for it for the rest of my life, that I didn't deserve monogamy or equal treatment, and that I was lucky that anyone at all wanted to marry me, and that he's connected with someone from work, so if I wanted to keep him, I'd better step it up. I told him it didn't sound like there was anything to keep if he no longer loved me or even liked or respected me. Told him to leave, and he said he would gladly go to his girlfriend's place. I know so many.
Whoa!
Yeah. I know
Oh
so
my
many people
god.
here insisted he was having an affair, and I just didn't want to see it. That his complaints were really all part of a campaign to distance himself from me. I feel so foolish for thinking he was just going through a stressful time at work and that he genuinely wanted to work on our marriage. Anyway, I have taken the rest of the week off from work to get my head together. I have an appointment with my lawyer tomorrow, canceled the marriage counseling appointment, but got a referral to an individual therapist who can do an intake session with me later this week. He and the girlfriend apparently are coming this evening to get more of his clothes and things, so I have to brace myself for that. Also, please be assured I do not think I'm a low value in any way. I let my husband take make me think less of myself on some level for a short time, but now I truly see it was him. It was a him problem. Obviously, we don't share the same goals and values, and he has become someone I don't recognize. I know the divorce won't be fun or easy, but I will be okay. Thank you all for helping me to see that I was being flayed before I wasted too much more time in a marriage that was already over.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. I actually legitimately like as outlandish as this is, I have seen something like this kind of happen in real life too. And it's with the same
Yeah.
exact type of thing where it's like an executive, it's like a normal dude who's like a normal guy, whatever. He gets into an executive position specifically in financing. And then he like was trying to like work his way up the corporate ladder. He's hanging out with bats, let's say, and he ends up sleeping upside down. I've seen it. I've literally seen it in real life. So I will say this, like, if all of that's just, if all of this is true and accurate and real, like, good on her. I think, like, yeah, I don't think she's the asshole here at all. I don't think she did anything wrong. He obviously he was shifting the goalpost all sorts of which ways just so that he could basically, yeah, distance himself from her. Which, by the way, PSA to all the men and women out there, if something like this is happening, if you're like the guy in this situation and you just have like a side piece that you like more than the current one you're with, I really don't care what the situation is. It's kind of up on you to not be a coward and just come up with that, rather than trying to gaslight your poor partner into thinking that they're a worse person and therefore they're not deserving of your
If you
love.
have a
That's just
side piece at all,
weakness.
I'd implore you to.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Well, not really. I mean, not that specific. I don't take it that. I don't go that much. I say it's a very bad thing, and you definitely should change your life.
I think cheating is the worst thing a person can do. I'd rather do.
I don't know if it's the
Well,
worst thing somebody can do, but I
Okay, well,
agree that
I
it's
mean,
bad.
it's up there with grape and.
I don't know about that, but I mean, I understand your perspective, I guess.
do you?
Anyway, yeah, I get
Um,
it. I kind of get it. It's you don't cheat at love. Love is a very important thing.
yeah.
Love
So
is a loser's game, bro.
that's
How do
Except for
you
me.
hold those two? Seth, you shut up. Gigi, talk.
Except for me, because I always win.
You're confusing me.
that's what possums do.
I want a divorce.
No, but we just got
So
married.
Is Peepaw being quiet because he has just accepted that this is a fake story and he's not even going to respond to it.
No, I shut up because I was told because me chastising her making French press coffee was not grounds for divorce, and I thought it was. So
Okay,
Wow.
whatever.
Folgers in your cup.
no,
I think
listen. I think is 100% is like most. I think there might be one or two stories that come through that read every once in a while that could be real. This one here, there was just too much detail, and
BS
I
alert, yeah.
yeah, and I think that's and I understand too. Like if a person's really hurt, they're going to definitely put things into their favor and put it in the best possible light for them. And there's pettiness, of course, like Gigi said, pettiness, and I love some good petty. But just knowing that the story was too elaborate, I was like, okay, this is cheap petty. I don't like cheap petty. I like good, strong petty. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Well, I think it's fake just because of the way it's written. You can kind of smell the bullshit, but I think it's still fun to, think about.
I
I
I
I
I
agree. These stories like this are great because you can read them and you could say you can definitely discuss and
It's
hypothesize
always
or
nice to have a
scenario.
clear
Yeah,
villain.
sure. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
also too, I mean
100%.
that it is kind of interesting because now I'm thinking like, what would I say if I was trying to be on the man side? Like if I was trying to play devil's advocate in this situation, how would I spin this stuff? And I guess maybe what I would say is that like, this is a man who is valuing himself as a high value man. Obviously, he is a high value man because he's literally making a high income and he wants to be an executive, and apparently he's making it happen. He is deserving of somebody who is going to pay him the attention that I suppose he wants. I don't even like any of the arguments I'm making right now. I literally cannot figure out a way to be able to argue in favor of the dude. It's just like he's just wrong.
it's
He's
it's very difficult when it's made this way. I think and this is not a good excuse for him. I will say that I've met a number of people who like lose their minds a little bit, like they kind of don't know where they're going, and so they
Yeah.
just like seem to follow other people, and that can lead you down like a really weird path, and maybe that's what happened here, and he didn't know how else to cope with it. But none of that is really me saying it's okay. It's just maybe like a psychological view of how this could how this could theoretically happen, because I just don't understand going to your partner of 10 years one day and being like, oh yeah, so this whole time I just feel you're kind of low value, and so I think it's okay for me to cheat on you.
Yeah, you know all this
But
awesome stuff you would do for me? I need you to do that, like, all the time forever, and also I need you to just work harder at your own job. It's like, "Wha what?" Like,
yeah,
what?
it's very strange.
Um,
Yeah.
so this kind of also brings me to this thing. Um, back in the day, um, this have you guys ever heard of the 10-year itch?
Yeah.
I've heard of the
I mean,
7-year itch.
I've never heard of the 10-year I've never heard of the whatever itch, but I just from that, I can I get it. I think I get it.
Okay. So when I my wife and I were first married,
Oh, wow.
my wife,
Mm.
uh, the church that we were attending was a rather large church, and they had a couple that were on the staff there, ministers, and they specialized in couples. Right, their whole thing was helping couples stuff. And so they were all the time giving these what do you call them, like,
Counseling.
well, no, you would go as a group, and then they would share things and give you tips and
Yeah, like a support group.
yeah, yeah, exactly, like
Yeah.
a type thing. Anyway, one of the things that they told us, and of course, now the wife and I were not having any problems or anything like that, but we just wanted to make sure that we wanted to be aware of things that can happen to marriages, so that we would not allow these hurdles or these whatever to come in and get us whatever, right? Um, so one of the things they told us that there is a wall that happens to people when they're like 10 years, been married for 10 years. And what'll happen is um it's like you kind of, by that time most people have had kids for a few years and stuff, generally speaking. And then because you get so focused, usually one of the parents will get really focused on the kids, more times than not it's the wife. And the husband all of a sudden doesn't feel appreciated, I guess, for lack of a better word or whatever, right?
Mm.
And so they said you have to recognize that a lot of times men get selfish, um, because they were used to having all the attention and adoration and doting and stuff on them, because of the wife was focused on them, on them. And that's one of the things that they said, if you can make it past the 10-year wall or the 10-year itch, whatever, then you're more likely to succeed in your marriage, period. Right. Now,
Mhm.
luckily she doesn't say anything about them having kids or anything like that, which I guess is good. But it just sounds like to me, this guy just kind of looked over, and it's kind of like, I'm driving a 10-year-old car. I want a newer, faster car, is what it sounds like to me. And he just gave in to his basic animalistic needs,
Ape
and
brain. Yeah.
decided to trade up and get a newer model. And that's, I guess that's okay if that's what you want to do, but you don't go out test driving while you still have the other car. Sever the relationship, say, hey, I don't want it anymore, I'm done with it, whatever. And you know then
Yeah.
go out and get to the new model, but don't, it's just, I'm not, I do not like people that cheat on their significant others. I think that's just low class.
Yeah. Makes you a low value man.
Yeah.
That's I think it's interesting that it seems like it was the 10-year itch, and I've always heard it as the 7-year itch, but it's the same thing. And I was talking to a friend just the other day and realized that a number of, or all of my long-term relationships ended right around 6 years for whatever reason. Like that was about the time where I was like, all right. And
Yeah.
now I'm wondering, like, maybe I didn't have as much say in that as I thought. Maybe my brain was like, it's been 6 years, time to reevaluate, and that's just how it goes. I think
Man,
that's strange.
I don't know. I like I say, I can't really speak to what goes on with young people these days. I feel like I'm too many generations removed, and so as far as like giving dating advice and stuff like that, the only thing I ever told my sons was, whenever you get into a relationship with somebody, the number one thing you have to understand is relationships are about compromise. It cannot be one person's way all the time, right? And there will be periods of time where your partner is going to need more from you than you're getting from them, right? It's just going to be a period of their life where they need more understanding. They need more reassuring. They need you to double your efforts in, making sure that they're safe and making them feel safe and so forth, right?
The writer's overplaying her hand in this last
Yeah.
update as well, because she's like, oh,
Yeah.
the girl that he was cheating with
Yeah.
me on is pregnant. This is just
Yeah,
like it keeps building up.
that's
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
just keeps,
that's not how life works.
I mean,
Yeah.
the guy in the story, even if she had just stopped at, he blew a gasket because I spent $5,000 on a new PC to game on and stuff, right? If she had just stopped there, right, that would have been fine. That was okay. Now this is something we could talk about. Yeah, the guy's an asshole, right? But then we got to have extra, right? So now she's not keeping herself up as well, and she's not as driven to be, And who says that both partners in a marriage or whatever has to be on equal terms when it comes to finances?
No, you don't.
Oh,
No. Yeah, I don't even understand why that's like a thing in the guy's brain, like that has to happen anyway. Like that's not how that works. I mean, like
no,
obviously, I think that
no.
one person, it's reasonable and fair for one person to be the executive in the situation, and the other person maybe to just like do something not
And
as like work intensive. That's just a normal dynamic in a relationship.
and,
It's
and can I just say, and this is coming from like an older person, if he was bringing in 200K annually and their house is paid for, right?
and she was too.
Yeah. Well, okay. What I'm saying is, if he was bringing that much money home,
Why would he care?
why would he care,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, especially like if the major expense, which is always going to be your rent or your mortgage, whatever, if that's not even a thing anymore, I'm going to tell you something. If my wife was making that kind of money, I'd look
What?
and say, I say, hey, baby, you want to? Yeah, yeah, okay, fine. I'm gonna just stay home. I'm gonna be a stay-at-home husband, right? I'm gonna
Hmm.
keep the house clean. I'm gonna make sure there's a nice meal, hot meal waiting on you when you get home every evening. I'm gonna keep the laundry done. I'm gonna keep the toilets clean and pristine, the shower clean and pristine. Everything will be,
Hmm.
and I'd be content with that. And I'd sit and game and stream and whatever, right? Or and like this for like the first 10 plus years of our marriage, my wife didn't work
What?
outside the house. I mean, she was a homemaker, right? Taking care of our sons and whatever. And she did all that, right? She kept home house or whatever. And I worked sometimes 2 jobs, 3 jobs to make sure that she did not have to, right? Because that's what she wanted to do. So I just don't understand. Anyway, anyway.
Well, I mean, it all sounds very sus, right? Because the woman is so
Yeah.
unbelievably perfect, so perfect, in fact, that Seth actually wants to marry her. And hey, if you want to marry Seth too, become a part of the Goblin
Hey,
Crew
wait, no,
today.
I'm taking now.
Echo, Echo of Tragedy, Joe, aka Mr. Premium Malaya, Simon Goge, Voltage Mike, Mame S, Trippy Savage, K Huck, and Pigeon Salad. If you would like to become a part of the Goblin Crew too, please pay us $9.99 a month. You get
Name
access
is that's a
to.
woman I'd love
Oh, she's the
to
best, isn't
to
she?
marry.
for $9.99 a month, you can become a part of the Goblin Crew. Get connected on social media with Seth. She'll follow you. She'll stalk you to the ends of the earth. You'll get a shout out at the end of the whatever, like I just did. Become a Mud Pie for $4.99. You get access to new videos, early access to members only videos, and you get members only live streams as well. And for just $2 a month, that's $1.99 a month. You can become a Mudslinger. And you get access to our members only live chats and priority replies in the comments. And those are our memberships. Please become a part of Clear as Mud today.